we all benefit from internet and AI and these revolutions that happen around us, right? But we see a digital divide, right? We see a divide where you have access to a smartphone or a computer. But my biggest fear is that there'll be a new type of divide that separates those of us who have the privilege of the upbringings that we do, and those who are just new to the digital age, right? Particularly the AI divide. A big fear of ours is that AI will, accelerate these growing differences, right, between different segment of populations that we have, rather than ameliorate and improve. This is what sort of really drove us to do the type of AI work that we're doing. Right? As the chat-based interface behind the paywall and sort of having it only sort of be tool of change for those who are in the white collar space is really missing out on a huge opportunity, right? That we have now with multimodal models, right? So our idea is how do we bring it naturally into everybody's sphere, and we hope that they would be adopting AI, and AI will be benefiting them even without them intentionally going into a chat GPT or a prompt based system ever. The AI should be focused on how they're interacting anyway with technology, right? Which is what human centric means. It means that you're not creating a product for them to adopt, but rather seeing where they are anyway interacting, how they're anyway interacting, and trying to make a seamless integration into that. The reason why we've gotten so far in terms of so far in the last few years in terms of deep learning models and so on is that we've chosen a imitation based models, right? So that is what we're saying is that we're going to completely make it so that it's predictively accurate and not worry about how the algorithm calculates how it got there. ChatGPTs and transformers. The reason the transformer structure works that way is just that it's the best at simulating how humans generate sentences, right? So it's very good at acting like the human brain in terms of simulating. We're having a phase where, like, attributability is something that's coming up, right? Where like people are saying the next models need to tell me, I need to be able to look at a particular part of the model and say, this is why GPTs aren't able to do basic math and trying to understand which part of the chain is leading to what sort of logic. To the early GPTs of today, in the generative AI models of tomorrow, you'd see that the trust in the information that's provided by GPT is something that people are really working to improve. The other thing that I'm interested in about is agentic approach to these problems, where you have specialized models and even localized approach is something that I'm very excited about. So maybe India needs its own models. India needs its own for the amount of scripts that we have, the amount of languages that we have to deal with. Localized smaller models, right? SLMs which are specific to Indic languages could be way more accurate and adoptable for our use case. Both specialized models and agentic approach, as well as localized models for like really niche, settings are two things that I think I would bet heavily behind. I think AWS has been transformatory in our journey in AI because with SageMaker, the ability to train and deploy models is something that is unparalleled in any other cloud sort of framework, and it's something that we know because we do correct over 50,000 worksheets a day, right? And have millions of interactions with our users. And all of this is seamlessly handled by AWS Redshift, helping us transform our data into digestible features for our models. And or SageMaker and Bedrock and Q are much more recent into our integration. Q is something that really helps maybe our analytics and sort of helps us create dashboards very, very quickly. And Bedrock is something that is has been helpful in terms of us benchmarking the right GPT LLMs for us, right? Means that we can benchmark our application really quickly, make decisions fast to move forward and create these experiences for our users. Yeah, I think I've recently gotten into 3D printing, so I've been trying to prototype some small things. And, I try to like prototype some of my ideas. If I have some, if and understand maybe what the physical limitations are, or when you're able to see it in person, you understand a lot more rather than just having models floating around there. So yeah, 3D printing is something that's quite interesting. Right now it's more just small products that could help in either robotics or in air purification or something that's interesting for me. Along with this singularity that you're talking about, there will be a robotics revolution, right? And I think that every household will have by 2045 some sort of robotic uh, helper, and sort of they will become a daily part of our lives, right? We said we wanted to hit 30 million users or children impacted by 2030. Right now, India has like 45 million children who get no early childhood stimulation whatsoever. Please make a significant dent in that figure and scale across India is a big goal by 2030. By 2035, we hope that the system adopts our vision and our technology and everything, and there is no need for uplearning. Maybe in 11 years' time, the hope is that the system adopts a lot of the latest tech practices, leverages the our parents, and utilizes their workers and upskills their workers to the best extent, such that drug learning, might not need to exist at 2035. That's my hope. Look, the type of jobs will evolve, right? It's not going to be like, it's not going to be a mass unemployment surge that is going to happen, but I just think types of jobs will evolve very quickly in terms of educating our children for tomorrow. It's something that it's really important that we start teaching them these, like the fundamentals of AI, the fundamentals of machine learning, and how to deal with systems that think on their own, right? Computer science has been about how to logic into these logic boards. I think that the next phase of you interacting with these devices would be that you need to understand how to interface with a self-thinking machine, right? So I think that education has to play a big part. Yeah, I think AWS has a great community, and I think all the top companies tend to lean on AWS. So when you go to these conferences and sort of meet with the heads of AI and data science at other techs or other companies in your sphere, I think it motivates you to and expands your horizon of what you thought was possible, and so it gives you a good forum to sort of go into specifics and how other people have leveraged AWS to do amazing things at great scale.